Hello and welcome to Roleplay Rejects, where we play new and unusual tabletop role-playing games. In Side Quest, we're taking a break from our longer stories to play just a few sessions of some very unique role-playing games out there. So sit back and enjoy.
Ooh, so guess what I learned this week?
What?
Cobalt.
Oh, this is a fun fact.
Misty told me. Actually, do you want to just tell it?
No, you tell it.
Oh, okay. So, you know how we have kobolds in like Pathfinder and other like fantasy settings?
Yeah.
Comes from the word cobalt. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And a kobold is a German word for a goblin. That's it.
Yeah. Or it's like imp, demon. Some people say goblin. Some people say like fairy. But it's like that kind of idea, like little mythical creature guy.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So now you know.
And like it kind of makes sense because they're usually in mines. Cobalt, you mine out of the earth. It is a
They're
mineral.
descended from dragons, and there is a whole side of dragons that are metallic.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Be allergic to a whole ass dragon. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
you not
Misty's
breathe fire
allergic
in
to
my way?
cobalt. We found out this week.
Oh, yeah. I guess we haven't said that on mic yet.
No.
Yeah, so I can't drink energy drinks anymore. Because
Rip.
B12 is cobalt. So
Fun fact of the day.
now
Yeah.
you know 2 fun facts. 3, I guess, if you count me being allergic being one. It's pretty depressing.
I wouldn't call that a fun fact.
Yeah, it's just a fact. Just a really sad fact.
Just F in the chat for Misty.
Yeah. Rip.
Can't imagine a life without energy drinks.
Bro, I'd be either. Like, it's about to be nuts.
Yeah, I am drinking for 2 now.
You don't need to do that.
I'm gonna.
No, please
You're a
don't.
real one.
You're going to die of a heart attack.
What? My like
If you
800 milligrams a
combine-
day is not
Jesus
bad for my
Christ.
heart.
Yeah, and if you combine that
Pretty
with
bad.
my amount that I normally
Wait,
drink,
is that how much you normally drink?
Yeah, I can't function with less than like 300, and on a normal day I'm around 6 to 8, depending on how bad work was.
Maybe you should like
go to
Listen,
take
rehab.
a break.
I
for a
did.
week.
I went cold turkey for a week, and it did reset my like caffeine tolerance for like about a week, and then I was back on that thing.
Maybe you should do it for longer than a week.
I
Then.
don't
A
know.
week's a long time to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Your
know.
adenosine receptors or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah,
They don't know what's going on.
they have no idea.
They need yours probably needs more than a week to adjust. If you're
You know what?
drinking that much
I'm going to
caffeine.
crack open a cold one for Misty.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh.
We'll force them out on the carpet for you.
It's so gross. Sticky carpet.
You.
Ew. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know why like hearing that word, like those words together was so awful, but it was. I don't like that phrase.
Because you think about the feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you probably heard or didn't hear, Wesley's not here, so we're going to be doing a little side quest into the wonderful world of Substratum. It is a breathless game by Andrew Boyd and Elisa Boyd and Renee Pierre Deschaise-Galina. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name.
It will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's copyright by Pandian Games under Creative Commons license, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, reading through this, it's pretty fucking cool.
Okay. So what is the hook?
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Ground shocks detected. Subsurface fractures spreading. Gravitational anomalies. Error. All sensors reading 0.85 G error. Solar orbit deteriorating. Lunar orbit elongating at accelerated rate. Electromagnetic field failure. Take shelter. Take shelter. Take shelter. Solar atmospheric stripping in progress. Solar radiation unstable. Communication lost with satellites. Non-hardened electronics failure rate 86%. Anomalous subsidence of up to 10 kilometers deep. Massive fracture detected 1,600 kilometers. Recommended global emergency survival protocols. Movement detected in fracture. Recommend further study. Life signs detected in fracture. Recommend further study. Planetary mass anomaly. Check instruments for accuracy. Volcanic activity extremely high. Atmospheric volcanic ash. Ice age likely in 5 years. Welcome, Substratum Expedition Team. Fracture Observatory online. Connecting fracture exploration sensors. Life signs detected in all sectors. Movement detected in all sectors. Abnormal gravitational readings. Deadly hazards detected. High pressures detected. High temperatures detected. Deuterium sources detected. Probability of reaching Earth core 12.2%. Probability of success greater than 0.0%. Descent approved.
Okay. All right.
So, it is the future. It is. I want to shake it up a little bit. It's not Earth that we're on.
Okay.
It's the moon after we have
Okay.
colonized it pretty heavily.
Cool. All right.
And all of a sudden, fractures are just appearing. And life signs within those fractures coming up to the surface.
Don't like that. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Mars people. The Martians. Wait, no, we're on the moon.
We could be on Mars too. I mean,
It's the
No,
Moonshins.
the Moonshins. The
Yeah.
lunar Martians.
the lunar Martians. Perfect. So the whole premise of this game, right, is that you are a scientist in an exosuit.
Okay.
It's my
And
dream.
your whole thing is you're supposed to go down into one of these fractures as it has like opened and figure out what the fuck is going on in the Earth's core or the planet's core, the moon's core, and fix it before, you know, something bad happens.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me hand out some character sheets.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is a dumb question, but do some planets' moons have moons?
Yes.
That's sick.
It's
That's
not.
pretty cool.
I don't think it's very common though.
Yeah, I feel like the different, because they're already in the solar gravitational well, so with a planet and then a moon and then yet another thing pulling on them, they probably would have already crashed by now.
Dude, I totally kind of sidetracking, kind of not. I watched a video about why Pluto isn't a planet anymore, and this guy started out like trying to fight the good fight and be like, it should still be a planet. And the more detailed he got with his research, like it became pretty clear, like it's a dwarf planet. Like if we call Pluto a planet, there's like 10 other astronomical
planets.
bodies that we need to call planets. It was kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it was Corridor Crew.
Okay.
They do a lot of visual effects type stuff, so the YouTube video was very visually appealing.
Nice. Okay, let's go into some. Excuse me. Let's go into how this game works. Okay.
Okay.
So I am the Raconteur, RCT. I'm the GM. You guys are players. So checks. How they work is that each of your skills will have a die associated with it.
Okay.
Now you notice that there's an initial box and a current box.
Okay.
So you're going to have an initial score for your skills, which is your initial die that you're going to use. But every single time that you make a check, you go down one die level.
Ooh.
So if you start
Okay.
with a D10 in a skill, you can roll your D10. The next time that you would use that skill, it's a D8. D6, D4. Can't go below D4.
Okay.
And this works because doesn't matter what the die is. On a 1 or a 2, you fail and something bad happens. On a
Okay.
3 or a 4, you succeed at a cost. So think Blades in the Dark-esque.
Okay.
5 plus, you succeed. The higher the roll, the better the effect. It's as simple as that. So when you're down to just a D4, you can still do things. You're just going to always have consequences.
Have some sort of consequence. Cool.
There is a mechanic called taking a moment. So think like, Journey to the Center of the Earth or whatever, or like any of those kind of like cave diving movies where they have to like stop and take a breather real quick. That's what you're doing. It's not like you're making camp necessarily. It's like you're just, taking a minute.
Yeah, stopping for moon cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, there are these things called deuterium units. You can only hold 2 of them.
Okay. What are they?
So deuterium is used to fuel your suits, nanobots to repair items in itself, or power internal medical support modules, or do all sorts of different stuff. More specifically, it would be... Sorry, hold on. Yeah, so when you have an item, the item will have a die value associated to it as well.
Okay.
And when that thing gets used, its die value also still goes down.
Okay.
So with deuterium, you can repair it up 1 die level. Let's see. There are investigation checks, and then I can roll a d20 to generate a random result. You have a storage unit. Think of this as like your own little, I don't know, I always like to think pocket dimension. But where you hold your items, you can only hold 3 items and 2 deuterium, and that's it.
Cool.
You have every time, like basically once per rest or take a moment, you can overclock, which means that you use a d12 instead of whatever skill to perform a check. However, if you fail the check, you permanently reduce that skill's stat.
Oof. Okay.
And if it's already at a d4, you take 2 stress instead. When you have a 4 stress here, max. Once you get up to 4 stress, you are vulnerable, which means that you could just die.
Okay.
Fun.
As you guys are descending into the moon's surface, you will have portal datum. So you need 4 pieces of data to figure out how to close the portal that's at the center of the planet.
Okay.
Right.
Because the planet's core got replaced by a giant portal. Yeah.
Cool.
So, fun stuff. Now, I guess the question that I have is, do we want to randomize what your scientist is, or do you want to pick?
Maybe for the sake of time, we randomize it?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just because we're just learning this and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So
What's up,
you'll
so?
come up with your own names, of course, and then there's a spot there for any pronouns. But specialty, I need each of you to roll a d20. Eight. You are a lithologist.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Lithologist.
It's familiar. I don't know why.
I got a 16.
16, you are the radiologist.
Cool.
Cool. 19.
19, you are a chemist.
Sweet.
So, now let's go ahead and do your skills. So, all of your skills by default start at a D4. However, you can assign a D10, a D8, and a D6 to a different skill. So, Assign your D10 to one of the skills, your D8 to one of the skills, and your D6 to one of the different skills. If you want a little description of what these skills are, there's Make, Trap, Repair, Build, Break, Pummel, Wreck, Destroy, Dash, Run, Jump, Flee, Evade, Hide, Shield, Obscure, Think, Observe, Hypothesize, Analyze, or Sway, Charm, Manipulate, Intimidate.
Okay.
Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah, I don't.
Thank you.
I don't remember. I didn't catch what you said. I was trying to figure out what a lithologist is.
Oh, did you find out?
Yeah.
What?
The lithology is the microscopic study, description, and classification of rock.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So we have a geologist, essentially, a chemist, and a
They're
radiologist. Okay, all right. Better than a
How
geologist.
dare you call me a geologist?
I like geologist
They've got a
plus.
feud.
Yeah.
Geologists are like, I guess, more about like the. Lithology describes the properties of a unit of rock, whereas geology describes the occurrence and changing of a rock on Earth's crust over a long time period. I don't know.
And then on skills, are we assigning 2 of each? Is that how that works? 2 D10s, 2 D8s, 2 D6s? Or is it like one
Nope,
of each?
One of each. And then everything else is a D4. And make sure that you're only marking in the initial column.
Okay.
Because as we play, we'll need to distinct whether something is an initial skill or it's your current level in that skill.
Now there's 6 spots. So is it the D4, D6,
Where
D8,
it's
D10,
almost like that
D12,
right
and a
now.
D20?
No.
The skills.
Default is D4. And then you can replace one of the D4s with a D10, a D8, and a D6. That's it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so everything starts
Yep.
D4. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha.
Yeah. The D12 is kind of reserved for overclocking.
Okay.
and-
Cool.
let me know if you... What's up?
Oh, and my D10 and think because I'm a nerd. My D8 and break because I'm a rock nerd. So I have to break
Nice.
Well played.
Okay.
Where are you putting your D6?
rocks. In the sway.
Okay. How's everybody else doing?
Almost there.
Okay.
So my guy, Larry Robinson, is not a very good radiologist. He has a 4 in think. But he's very good at running away from things. He has a dash of 10, an evade of 6, and he can sometimes talk his way out of trouble with a sway of 8.
Okay. And Misty.
I have not gotten that far.
Okay.
Hold, please.
So you're a you're a doctor in this game too.
I'm a radiologist.
So radiologists are medical doctors that specialize in diagnosing and treating injuries and diseases using medical imaging. Procedures such as x-rays and blah blah blah, different scans. Yeah, so you're a fucking doctor again.
Dang it.
I think this is just kind of your call in life.
Yeah, maybe you're meant to be a doctor.
Now, I thought it was more of a, like, radioactive isotope type doctor. Like, I study plutonium. Is that a different job title?
I think so.
It might be. But I think for the purposes of this game, you are more of the studying radioactive isotopes.
Oh, that's called nuclear chemistry.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. So you're just...
I'm an X-ray
you're a
doc.
doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry to do this to you. We can just
No, it's okay.
we can just say that because I know what you're talking about. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Misty?
Radiologist.
I haven't come up with a name yet, pending, but I have a 10 in think, an 8 in make, 6 in evade, and then break, dash, and sway are all 4s.
Awesome. So next up, you need to think of a special item, either for your scientific specialty or as a part of your exosuit. You add it to your storage unit as a D10 item. This item can become unstable, but can be repaired 1 die rating with a deuterium unit. So if you want a list of items, there is a list right here that you can hand pick, or we can just roll randomly if you want.
I would like to pick it out.
So I have an idea for my guy. Since he's an X-ray doc, I think he's got a collapsible, like 1 foot by 1 foot X-ray machine
Oh, I bet you
that
could
he
fit a
can
foot in
like
there.
put into his pack.
I'm going to take it one further.
Okay.
On your arm is a little bit of a readout that then can display exactly what, like an X-ray machine kind of a display.
Okay.
However, it's all focused on what your hand is hovering over.
Okay. All right. I like that.
We're in the future, so
Yeah.
let's get it.
X-ray machine.
I don't know if I want an excavation drill or a seismograph. Ooh, or a sample collector. I guess I probably don't need to collect samples of rocks on this mission.
You might. I don't know.
You might.
You know what?
You guys are scientists, and the reason that you are all being sent down here is because you're the smartest ones we got to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Oof. Good luck, humanity.
Yeah, my think of 4 is gonna save us from all sorts of things.
I mean, you're smart enough to pilot an exosuit, so
Okay.
I guess you got one thing going for you.
And I can pilot it pretty fast. I'm
Yeah.
all about running away from danger.
Just gonna grab the chemical set. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Okay. So
I'm just picturing like the kids' chemistry sets.
That's exactly what I was picturing too. It's got like the little tubes, like one little beaker. Makes you feel really cool.
Yeah, like what are you supposed to do with this? Pour water in it. That's
Probably,
it.
yeah.
Can I see
like-
the book real quick?
Yep. So do we have names for our characters?
Yes. Larry Robinson with 2 L's, 2 R's, and an I.
Goodness, Utah.
I'm just gonna spell it like a human.
Nope. 2 L's.
No. The listeners at home can write it down with this correct spelling.
Yeri. That's how it's pronounced.
I'm not pronouncing it like that.
What is your name, Larry or Yeri?
It's Larry.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless you're cultured, then it's Yeri.
This makes me think of Parks and Rec. I still don't remember what his actual Gary. Is his actual name?
Gary
Gary.
Gergich.
Gary Gergich. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, his last name is Robinson because of the Robinson family in Lost in Space.
Okay. Well played.
He is a descendant.
Oof. What a family to be
Mine's-
attached to.
Yeah,
Person's name
they have
is
some problems.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie. Just Jackie. When I hear the name and I can't recall why, I just feel like saying Jackie.
No last name.
Dr. Jackie.
Okay.
I have a doctorate in rocks.
Okay. And
I'm
Misty.
a doctor
Using
too, okay?
We're all
Name
doctors.
generator.
Yeah, we
real quick.
probably are.
So it's Claire Pratt.
Claire Pratt. Any
Pratt.
relation to Chris?
No.
Okay.
Pratt with 2 T's.
Yes. The way normal people spell Pratt.
Okay, just making sure. I'm Larry with 2 L's, 2 R's,
And an I. Ridiculous.
Jackie with 3 E's. Jackie.
Jackie.
Okay. I didn't spell any of your names correctly then,
Wow.
How'd you spell my name, huh?
because I need to be able to read it.
Listen,
How do you spell
Jackie, that's very easy.
Yeah.
No.
How'd you spell it?
Jackie.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's okay. That's how I spell it too. It's just pronounced Jackie
Okay.
or Jackie.
All right, let's
Gotta say it
move
kinda
on,
whiny.
please.
Here we go.
I think we are ready to go. Camera pans to you three getting loaded up into a vehicle that seems almost like a vertibird, but instead of rotator blades, it is jet engines on the sides.
Okay.
As you get loaded on, you just got your briefing from Central Computer named CP, because I'm not that creative right now. So you guys then board this vehicle, and as it takes off, the airlock hole from the dome on the moon opens up, allowing you to leave through there. And as you look out the sides of this vehicle, you are seeing that there are fractures like kilometers long, covering almost the entirety of the moon. And there are fires everywhere. You're seeing other different habitation domes cracked all the way up the middle, and there's fractures running between it, causing some denizens would have lost all of their air at that moment. But it flies you down to that habitation dome, because that is the site of the largest fracture and the ideal descent location. I think now is probably a good time to bring up some of the content warnings in this book. That we're probably going to get into claustrophobia, thalassophobia, that's the fear of deep water, despair, depression, and futility.
Futility.
Wait, does it have those
My
on
favorite.
Yes.
there? That's awesome.
I really appreciate. Sorry, I forgot that we had to talk into a mic for a second there. I really appreciate warnings. Like, that's really cool, because especially for a game like this where it's smaller and seems to be geared towards more of a one-shot-ish type vibe, like, you don't necessarily have a session 0 for games like that, right? So it's cool that they have those warnings already. Whereas, like, on a normal game, like, you would have a one-shot, you would talk to the entire group and see, like, what they're cool with, what they're not cool with. This is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, because I was reading about those kind of like accessibility type of things in video games, and I think that's really cool. And I know people are like, it's not as bad as it used to be, but people are like, trigger warnings. But it's like genuinely helpful for some people. Like,
Yeah, right?
I don't know. I get sweaty when I have to drive somewhere new. And I shouldn't get like freaked out about it, but like if I have to drive somewhere new that I'm not familiar with, especially with my kid in the car, I get really stressed out.
Yeah, the claustrophobia like tag was on the Call of Cthulhu game, and I really appreciate that because their depiction of claustrophobia is really good.
Yeah,
and
it's
really
sometimes the way
scary.
they describe things, and like just in games like this, just spoken word, it can be like unsettling.
Yeah. And it's good, at least, even if it's not something that like you are triggered by. Normally, it's good to know going into it that like, oh, okay, that's going to be something we deal with, so that when it does come up, it's not shocking. You're not like, oh crap, I didn't realize I was going to have to face demons today, but not like those types of demons.
Yeah.
My demons. Yeah.
Okay, so this strange vertibird thing starts its descent down into like a landing position, as you are seeing that a fire does appear to be just erupting up from this fracture. And it is at that moment that then you start hearing alarms going off. Brr, brr, brr. It appears that we have an incoming bogey. Does anyone have eyes on? As then you, because I imagine you're able to see out the sides of this this transport ship. So you look off to the side, and what you see is it looks kind of pill-shaped, with two little wings coming out, and on one end of the like pill-shaped body is a gaping maw that seems to be just glowing green as the rest of it is solid black. And it just flies faster than any creature you have ever seen right into one of these engines on this vertebrate, and it alarms are going off as you feel yourself just spinning. And let's go ahead and try and do a roll here.
All right.
I think evade makes sense.
Is this what it looks like?
Yeah, pretty much.
I got a 5.
Okay, that is a success.
And when we pass a roll, does it go down a step, or is that
When
only
you make a check.
Okay, whenever we make a check. Okay.
So like you only have big dice
At
the
the
very
beginning.
first
For
time
the
you
first
do it.
couple times. However, it does reset
When you take a moment.
when you take a moment. Yep.
This is what
Okay.
it looks like. Damien has confirmed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, yes. A tube with a mouth.
Yeah, basically. I
Um,
would actually describe it more as like a pill-shaped thing with like a
Okay.
gaping maw.
And what you're saying is
That's
there's
glowing green, but the rest of the body is pitch black.
okay,
You know, that's a really good description.
and there's only one hole, right, going into this tube shape,
Because there's not an exit hole visible.
Oh, It
right?
doesn't
Because
poop.
that would make it a straw.
Yeah.
People are straws.
Okay,
I hate it.
rolls. So you got a 5.
Yes.
You pass.
I got a 4.
You pass with a consequence.
4.
You pass with a consequence. Okay. So you guys are going spinning, and then you just feel the impact, and then black. As like dust clears and you start coming to from this crash, what we see is that Dr. Jackie is currently buried under one of the pieces of like the substructure of this vertebrate thing.
Oh, I was hoping
You are
it would be
currently
rock.
buried under that.
You were hoping it was rock?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
loves rocks.
Meanwhile, for you, Dr. Pratt, you come to, and you're laying in such a position that you can see outside of the side of this craft, where there is another pill-shaped entity just outside. However, instead of wings on this one, there seems to be like 7-ish different like vestigial limbs that are just kind of like it's not like it's even standing on these limbs. It is just like using them to just like push it along the ground.
Ew, I
What's a
hate it.
vestigial limb?
A limb that's not necessarily usable for any real purposes. So like think of monkeys.
Oh.
Monkeys have like a prehensile tail, meaning that they can actually use it. Vestigial would be something
Just like weird little danglies.
Yep.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So that is the situation that you all start to come to in. What do you want to do
That's
from here?
disgusting. I hate these pill-shaped creatures. Ah,
I think I'm gonna try and free Dr. Jackie.
I'm just like, help.
Okay.
But like,
What role do you guys want to do? And I do want to mention that you are able to work together on a check.
Oh, okay.
That means that you both roll, you take the highest result. However, if they're both failures, you both fail.
Oof.
That's tragic.
All right. So, Dr. Jackie, help me push this up off of you.
okay.
With a make or break, maybe?
Right?
Up
Makes
to you.
sense to me.
Break? Okay.
Okay. So then probably on your exosuit, there is a small laser cutter
Okay.
that you're able to use.
8.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
good.
8.
Yeah, I got a 2.
That was scary.
You manage to so normally the check to just regular succeed is 5+, and a higher result means better the effect. So what I think has happened here then is that by your powers combined, you managed to cut 2 different segments off on this large
Vertebra?
I'm trying to think of some weird scientific, like, metallic alloy beam thing. It's a weird sci-fi metal alloy beam
Yep.
thing that you guys have cut that now can act as a weapon. So
Damn.
if you want to go ahead
Okay.
and add a D6 item into your storage unit. Okay. Meanwhile, what do you all want to do from here?
Am I stuck?
You are not stuck. However, you're the only one who has visuals on this weird slithering, I guess is the best way to put it, thing.
I hate it. I'm picturing with those things in Fallout,
Oh
the
yeah,
yuckies. I don't remember.
the centaurs.
Yeah, but
Yep.
like
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
pill-shaped centaur, basically, is what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
picturing.
Me too.
That's,
Ew.
I don't
that's
know
pretty
what you
much.
guys are talking about, but ew.
It's awful.
The centaur? It's the guy with the big tongue that spits at
I
you.
did not play Fallout.
Oh no. I love Fallout.
Do we have like comms in our helmets?
Do you guys want to have comms in your helmets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'll just radio in, like, where are you guys?
Oh, well, we're at the crash site. Where are you at?
Do you
I'm
have any
I'm
injuries?
I think I'm okay. I'm still inside the bird, but there's another creature coming this way. I don't have any way to defend myself. Can you guys come help?
So I like that added detail that you guys are separated. So what I think is going on here is that Dr. Pratt, you are currently in the front of this aircraft. That it has crashed into a building and is currently hanging from that building, maybe just like 5 to 10 feet up. But because you were strapped in, you managed to stay there. Meanwhile, you two, Dr. Robinson and Dr. Jackie E, you two got flung from the craft. And by the way, as we continue, if there's any other details that you guys would like to add into this, please feel free.
Will do.
So, like, is she somewhere where we could just, like, toss down a rope that we don't have?
I think that the distance between you two is maybe
Like
20 to 30 feet.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
I was going to say.
pretty close.
Perhaps the length of a metallic alloy pipe. Hmm.
While they're
Well, is there, like,
figuring out if
I was going to say, as Dr. Jackie E, is there the emergency kit still on there? There should be some rope in there. If you could toss it up, we can probably pull you up.
yeah, I'll look for it.
Okay. This sounds like an investigation check. So these kinds of checks are not one of your skills. Instead, I want you to roll a d20.
A 1.
Oh, great. The creature
Yeah.
sees you.
Oh, good.
And this one does not seem to have a maw on it, but its weird limbs start to like flail around as then it just lifts up. Like almost like its weird limbs are grabbing onto things that are not there and it's pulling itself up.
Ew.
That's awful.
Yeah, no, there's not a rope. But I think I've been spotted. I'm gonna take off my seatbelt
Okay.
and try and climb up, I guess, through
Okay.
the back.
So a dash maybe, or what kind
Yeah.
of a check do you think here?
I think that makes sense to me.
Okay.
A 1. It's not going well.
Okay. You unclip yourself And it is at that point that then the vertibird jolts. Like it falls down. One of the beams that it was being held up by finally collapses, and you fall down to the ground. I want you to take a stress.
Okay, that's fair. This feels like a very stressful situation.
Nah, what's stressful about this?
And just to clarify about stress, so basically I can decide for you to take one stress because in this situation, right, I think you take a stress for sure. One thing that you can do, though, is you can use a deuterium unit to clear 2 stress. And the way that I think this works is the nanobots in your suit release dopamine, and you're just happier now, I guess.
It sounds like I need to get one of those suits.
Okay, so you fall down, and I think Dr. Jackie and Dr. Robinson, you both see this happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over there too.
Okay. You see this weird creature now climbing, I guess, down towards Dr. Pratt. And you're seeing that weird phenomenon too, where it seems to be just grabbing onto the vacuum of space. You're not sure. It's grabbing onto nothing as it is being like pulling its way down.
I don't have any weapons.
I have. I'm gonna try and get it with my metallic alloy pipe thing.
Okay. So in this case, then, instead of using a skill, you are using an item. So feel free to roll the die for that item.
Does the roll change every time we use an item as well?
Yes.
Cool.
Also, apologies somewhat in advance because it's already been an issue. But if I like randomly do little pathetic coughs, allergies, they're stupid. 2.
A 2? My God. Okay.
This isn't going well.
You're gonna die.
Probably, yeah.
You try and strike down, but as this thing's little vestigial limbs are like flailing out, you manage to make contact with one of these limbs as the point in which the alloy pipe would make impact, wherever it would touch its limbs, the metal just ceases to exist. Like it's a molecular decomposing the metal, molecularly just, I don't know, destroying the piece, destabilizing.
That's fun.
And now it's starting to crawl towards you.
Bro, we're gonna die.
Probably. Yeah.
I do want to also mention that overclocking is a thing.
I forgot what it does.
That allows you to roll a d12 on a single check, but you can only use it once per take a moment. What are we doing here? Do you guys want to just straight up run away? Like,
Dude, I
what's the
forgot
game plan?
that that's an option.
Yeah,
I feel like that's ideal.
feel
I
like
think
we should've
that's our
done that.
best move. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Am I able to now that the thing has crashed more? Or
Yeah, you're on the ground at this
okay,
point.
cool.
I figure you unbuckled and then it like jolted and you fell out because you weren't able to keep a solid footing.
Perfect. I vote we
Run
run.
away.
Okay.
I'm running now. Because after it just spiriting away part of my pipe, I don't want to deal with whatever that is.
Okay. And by the way, your pipe is down to a D4. If you use it again, the pipe will break.
Oh. Okay.
Cool. So let's go ahead and roll some dash, probably, because you're trying to get a good distance.
To run away.
It's too cute though.
I got a 7.
Okay. We could just probably make it one group check. Does that work for everybody? So
Okay.
that we don't have to like roll a bunch and then have
We
everyone.
rolled a 7, comrade.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I've been rolling terribly.
Yeah, with Dr. Robinson's pretty keen agility and pathfinding throughout a lot of this rubble, you manage to make your way to the fissure, and there are some semblances of handholds that you could use with your exosuit to climb down in. Or if you have some other idea on how to actually descend.
I
Yeah.
think that sounds great.
Okay. Yeah. In the mission briefing, the idea was that the vertibird would land nearby and then would use its crane or winch to allow you all to lower down. But that's
Would have been nice.
Not
yeah.
an option anymore. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I think
Let's
we
start
just
climbing down.
let's go down.
Okay. And with that, you climb. You move from the fracture opening at 0 kilometers and manage to descend all the way down 637 kilometers. Yes, I know that this probably isn't accurate for like the size of the moon, but fuck it.
Kilometers?
Yeah. You guys are climbing down for a minute.
We are. That's like.
That is like several hundred miles.
And you guys continue climbing down.
Okay.
Your suits provide you enough oxygen, sustenance, and fluids to continue descending.
Keep going for several days. Okay. I am assuming we took some sort of rest during these several
I don't
days
know.
of descent.
There's no cliff, or there's no outcropping to land on safely.
You're telling me that there are climbing down for 600 plus kilometers and there's not a single outcropping.
I'm just telling you what this book looks like it's
This-
trying to tell me.
This book does not understand kilometers then. You sure it's not just meters?
It says km.
Yep, that's kilometers. That is 395 miles.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
As a rock scientist.
like that makes zero sense with us. Like that is like 10 marathons plus.
Huh. Well,
Okay,
Maybe we're able to like.
I bet they.
well,
meant,
hold on.
Did they
I
just
got
like
it, I got
mean meters?
I don't think so because you're supposed to go to the center of the planet.
Okay,
Oh.
So
Okay.
let's change it up a little bit.
okay.
You guys do have to like slowly descend down, especially because of all the fire that is going around everywhere. And yes, this does take several hours, but with your exosuits, you're not feeling tired.
Good.
You are able to like move down pretty well. And at a certain point, it seems almost like you're below the area in which the flames are really erupting from. And at this point, the heads-up display that you all have kind of comes online and indicates that descent boosters are now available, or are like able to be used within safe parameters. Whereas before, they would have overheated too quickly, and
Okay.
so that way you can just fall 312 miles.
Okay. Okay.
that's a crazy thought.
It really is. Like
I bet that feels insane.
Yeah, the way that I'm kind of running this basically is the nanobots are making it so you're not tired, you're not hungry, you're not thirsty.
okay. Sounds good.
It is just that the functionality of being able to make, break, dash, evade, think, and sway starts to get reduced because it is still all being operated by your feeble human brain.
Makes sense to me. Science.
You want to hear a little bit more math?
Yeah, let's see here. That's
Okay.
right.
So, terminal velocity for a human is about 120 miles per hour on Earth.
Yeah.
So on the moon, I'd say it's about double that.
For terminal velocity?
Yeah.
I'd say it's about half.
Yeah, the
would go
gravitational
faster.
pull would not be.
But
nearly
there's
as-
there's no air to slow us down.
Oh.
That is a valid point.
Yeah, because the moon's atmosphere is like an inch high or something dumb like that.
Okay.
So-
I was never a scientist.
I still think we're falling for like almost an hour.
Oh yeah, we're still falling for a while.
Yeah, but at least on the moon, though, the descent boosters don't have to remain active as long as they would if you were on Earth.
Okay.
Because there's not as much air or gravity pull, you are able to, like, the boost has more effectiveness for helping you
That's
guys.
stressful to think about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Long
The
time
great
falling.
thing, and this is where the Thalassophobia comes in, is it is dark around you, except for the fires up above for like the first 20 minutes. It gets dark. And the walls kind of like fade off into the dark to the side as it like opens up a little bit further down here.
If I turn on the little like headlight on my helmet, because sci-fi helmets, what do I see?
Darkness.
Okay.
Like, unless you have the sun down here with you, or like that, that crazy, like, what did it have? Like several thousand LEDs with it that could just basically turn night to day all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You're not able to see a whole lot. We'll say that you can see some of the edges down here, but really you're just kind of having to be guided by your heads-up display, kind of like 3D imaging systems.
Gross.
That's so cool and also so scary.
So you fall and fall and fall until finally you see the little indicator that says activating descent boosters. As you get to, it feels like it is a cavern floor.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe we'll have to ask the lithologist a little bit more about this area down here, but
Yeah, that's rock, all right. I believe this is obsidian. We can't dig any further.
Oh man, hit it when you get down this low.
yeah. Yeah, it's all bedrock actually. You're
Oh,
screwed.
yeah, that's what I meant.
So what you are able to discern just because of your speciality, I don't think a roll is necessary, right? You are able to discern that this is a natural cave formation. It is not created by the fissure. The fissure just merely opened up the pathway to it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also, like, weird that there's caves this deep, but okay.
Yeah, that's a little unnerving, actually.
Yeah.
Why are there caves down here?
Right.
Are they just water caves, or is something tunneling?
So does the fissure like continue down? This cave's just like kind of off to the side of it.
No, this fissure has led down directly to this cavern area.
Okay.
If you are, what makes sense here? Sonar.
Sure.
Use a little bit of like a sonar kind of a thing. It is having some errors further up, or like it can't really determine what's going on ahead so much. However, it does indicate that maybe 1 to 2 kilometers to the east, there is another opening where the fissure seems to go further down.
All right. Yeah. Let's head that way.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's our only option, really.
Look at our little tablet thing and start walking over
Okay.
towards the next fissure.
You begin making your way over there. And it is at this point that it almost feels like you are hallucinating, because you're pretty sure that that stalactite that you just walked by was actually a pillar.
Okay.
Do you keep on going?
I'm gonna wave my little X-ray machine over it.
Oh God, what if there were bones?
That's what I'm worried about. Like, is it a living thing? My X-ray machine show anything?
Beep, 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 beep. What you are finding is that there are a few bone fragments within this this thing, but what else you are being able to identify from this was handmade.
Someone's been down here. Okay. Does it look like it was handmade by human hands? Is it like any sort of architecture I would recognize, like a Roman column or like a very squared off like industrial look, or is it
It does
more
seem to
natural?
be cylindrical,
Okay.
and it seems to be created in segments. So like one segment being a foot high, and then it has like a little crimping kind of indent, and then
Okay.
another foot high segment, another crimping indent.
Okay.
It maybe goes up 3 or 4 segments before you see the cracked and like crumbled top.
Okay. I'm picturing like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Like
I guess.
like marshmallows one on top of each other.
Not as wide.
Man?
Oh yeah, that one. Well,
The Doughboy
Yeah.
is just kind of like
just kind of round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more the Michelin Man.
it's just he's just got
not-
a chibi body.
Not as
Yeah.
as chonky on the different segments, but that's the idea.
Okay, gotcha. Dr. Jackie, what do these rocks look like? Anything out of the ordinary for
Do I recognize? I'm
moon
going to like look at it
lithology?
with a flashlight.
Okay.
Do I recognize it?
You can't really recognize it. However, I'm sure you have some kind of instruments that you could use to investigate this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's say then that your heads-up display is attuned for
Rock identification.
rock identification. It appears that this column thing was created roughly 15,000 years ago.
15,000?
It's pretty old.
I relay that information. It's pretty old.
I see.
Made in such a manner.
How long have we been on the moon? Like, because you said we colonized it. So
Yeah,
like,
we're in the future. Are we like 1,000 years or like 15,000 years in the future?
It's maybe 1,000 years.
Okay, cool.
Like I'm more thinking it's like a couple hundred.
Couple
Okay.
hundred. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so it
good
would
for you,
still be
humanity.
weird
Yeah.
that.
This well predates human advancements of like. Well, no, ships would have been created maybe around this time frame, but
Yeah, but no space travel.
no
for
space
sure.
travel, no electronic communications, none of that would have been created at the time of this thing's construction.
Crazy.
Like people would have still been fighting over fiefdoms, and there'd be the peasantry.
Would be very tribal at that point.
Yeah, a lot of it would be.
The Earth is still the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Huh.
Honestly, probably don't even realize there's a universe. 15,000 years is a long time ago. That's like,
Plus 100 though, like a couple hundred into the future from now.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Fiefdoms wouldn't have even been a thing.
yeah, no, we're talking
Yeah.
like deep into the BC era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 13,000.
Yeah, like definitely after the Ice
BC.
Age, but not much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
gross. I hate this. I hate everything about this place. Surrounded by rocks, but I'm still unhappy.
Let's keep on keeping on.
Okay.
And we walk deeper.
And I'm
into
sure
this.
you guys have all of your headlights on
Yeah.
and everything. So you guys continue making your way down when you see another 2 of these kinds of pillars. However, these ones, it almost appears that they appear like a set distance apart from one another. Maybe indicating that it was some kind of part of some kind of larger structure once upon a time.
Does it seem kind of like an entrance or?
Like it used to be two pillars, like on either side of an entrance, like she was saying.
That would be very, very difficult to tell.
Oh,
Too old.
there's
Yep.
no structures around that would indicate.
Not yet, at least.
Oh,
Okay.
also, how big around is this pillar? Does it look like something?
Is it like this
human-made?
pillar in front of us, little baby pillar, or is
Um,
it
Or
like
is it like
tree
Roman
size?
column,
yeah?
like you can put your arms around it and maybe touch your fingers.
Well, after
5 foot square, 10 foot
after
square.
deterioration, it would probably be maybe. It varies from deterioration, right?
Okay.
Anywhere from about a foot in diameter
Oh.
down to like 2 or 3 inches in diameter.
Oh, cool.
Like,
okay.
yeah, a lot of weathering effects is what it looks like.
Interesting.
Damn.
I guess we just keep going.
Yeah,
right?
I don't, know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we're supposed to do. I don't want to focus too much on these pillars.
Okay. Further you go, and it is at this point that you are starting to see what seems to be almost like the foundation of different structures. So, we're imagine a structure 15,000 years ago, deteriorates a whole bunch. So you were just seeing like the rough outlines of what would have been like some kind of room, maybe.
Okay.
But you're not necessarily seeing how large the structure would have been or how what it was used for or anything like that. You're just seeing like strange outline kind of almost like a layout of what this room may have been.
Huh.
So creepy.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do, but just like
Yeah, keep
continue
going.
on
Yep.
towards the other. We
Okay.
gotta get lower if we're trying to get to the center.
Yeah, we don't see any like bodies or anything that looks like
Oh yeah.
anything's happened recently
remains?
around here.
Doesn't appear to be so now.
Okay.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. As you continue going, you're starting to see some more of these like weird outlines of what probably used to be structures.
Does it look like this, as if this were like a village or a community then?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be an archaeologist to kind of tell that this is probably like heading into some kind of large gathering point for some species.
Okay.
Okay.
And as you're going a little bit further, you're starting to see kind of a not necessarily what you would have expected at first. These room layouts, they're not like squares or rectangle kind of shapes. They almost are starting to seem like they were domed, circular, kind of like hovels.
Okay.
And it's actually like a little bit further on where you're seeing one of these that are not quite as deteriorated. Like the quote unquote roof of it definitely is, but it's a large circular entrance and then some kind of like circular chamber, spherical kind of chamber further within.
Cool. Okay.
Does that mean that maybe they couldn't breathe the air either?
Oh, like they had.
Yeah, like that they had like little domes.
Well, does the structure all seem to be made of rock?
It does appear to be so, yeah.
Rock wouldn't really be able to protect them from lack of air.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, on you go.
I'm so stressed.
And it is at this point that who do you think is probably in front of your guys' group?
I'll be in front.
Okay,
Unless you want to be.
No, go ahead.
I don't know which makes more sense.
Dr. Jackie. You are looking around. You know, your headlamp is scanning the area just as you are, and that's when you see it just up ahead, a glint of light, like something reflecting back at you.
Oh, okay. I am going to approach it with caution. Like, does it look like it caught something metallic, or is it like a glint like the reflection of something's eye?
A glint like the reflection of something mirror-like, or I don't know, like maybe crystalline or something.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna check that out then.
Okay, is everyone going with?
Yeah, I don't
Please come
think we
with
should. It's dark down here. I don't feel like we should stay
Oh,
or
yeah.
like get too far away from each other because our lamps only go so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you slowly start to make your way through there, and it is the area around seems to be town center isn't the right term, but maybe central gathering point
Okay.
for whatever species civilization was here. And these buildings, I guess, seem to be mostly intact.
Cool.
Oh.
Not
Okay.
like they're upkept, right?
Yeah.
But that they haven't completely deteriorated.
And we still haven't seen any sign of like bodies or bones or anything like that from this species.
Maybe they didn't have bones.
Maybe they didn't. Also, they might have cleared out before like whatever happened.
Oh.
Or
It's also been 15,000 years.
yeah. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah, if the structure's eroded that much.
I don't think
What
it
are
was the
bones
fissure,
compared to rocks?
Yeah, honestly.
but it might have been the civilization before us that also came up here to the moon. And then like a fissure happened back then.
Oh.
I don't know.
And then they got stuck down there, and then
And
they
then
had
they
to
had to
try
make
and make
do.
some kind of life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm spitballing.
I don't know, but
Ew.
I don't like it.
Well, at least we already got the homes partially built for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that reflected, what is?
It seemed to be at an entryway to one of these smaller domicile things, these structures.
Oh, but like, what is it though?
Are you looking
Yeah.
inside?
Oh, like it's inside the structure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, duh, the entrance.
You turn to look inside, and that is when you see a crystalline creature that seems to have like 4 limbs, but its entire composition is made 100% of crystalline pieces with shards kind of like coming off of this thing's back. It seems to be quadrupedal, and it turns and looks at you, Dr. Jackie. You're assuming it's looking. It doesn't seem to have any kind of like ocular components on it, but it makes some kind of almost silent noise as whatever constitutes its face opens sideways,
Ew.
and then it shakes a bit, and then some of the crystalline pieces fall off,
Yes.
turning into like
Oh.
smaller versions of itself.
Ugh.
Oh.
Crystal spider things.
And it seems to just be kind of like waiting.
I'm probably just gonna. I'm probably just gonna keep my hand like on my pipe, but like back up, and just kind of put my hand up, like, "Hey, sorry about that."
Okay. And
Like hoping that it gets the idea that I'm not there to like cause any harm.
You see the other smaller forms kind of like take a couple steps forward and then their mouths open sideways.
Oh.
But then the larger one with one of its limbs just kind of like pushes them back
Okay.
as it takes a step or two forward. You two are here at this point.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to start like trying to sidestep around. Like,
Like, do we
I'm
have to go
not
that way?
approaching it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
is there a way to get to where we're going without going like
Through it?
this?
This just seems to be inside of one of the side structures. It's
yeah.
not impeding your path in any way.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we
gonna
not poke the bear
go
then.
to go
Back
to the
up
path.
while like facing it and just kind of like give the. I don't know what this creature is, so I don't know if it's a universal signal to it, but like, hey, I'm not here to fight, bro. Just passing through.
Roll a sway.
Ooh, okay.
5.
5. So you try and, what is it, hands up then, kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Uh,
One hand up, one on the pipe, just in case.
You kind of like put your hands up. The creature, the large creature, like takes a step back. And that's when you notice one of the smaller ones seems to already be right beside you, and it's starting to paw at the pipe. Or the steel beam thing.
Oh.
Does it like it?
Like,
or
does
is
it
it
just seem
mean?
curious, or is it like, hey, you see what this chick's got? Like to its mom?
This is quite reminiscent of a some kind of feline's curiosity.
Okay. I'm just gonna try not to move and just let it do its thing. Gonna probably take my hands off the pipe. Because I don't want them to be like, oh no. And just,
The little one then kind of like paws at it until it unhooks,
oh,
I guess.
okay.
And then it starts to eat the pieces of it.
Ooh, okay.
Oh. Alright, I guess it belongs to it now.
And that's when it gets swarmed by all the other little ones rushing over and like starting to take chomps out of it.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Also, really scary.
Like, really surreal and
Yeah.
terrifying because they're just snacking on metal. But
Yeah, let's leave before they
Yeah.
figure out our suits have like some metal components.
Yeah.
The larger one, you can see like the spikiness of its crystalline back kind of recede a little bit,
Oh.
as then it just kind of paws forward. It bumps into you, Dr. Jackie,
Okay.
takes a couple steps down the path the way that you guys were kind of wanting to go, and then stops and turns its, I guess, head back towards you all.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
So
we
you head
like
that way?
sidestep into an alley and try and give them their space.
Oh, I thought it was like when the dogs like walk forward, and then they look back at you. They're like, "Come on!"
Like
human."
following. Ooh, yeah. Which one is it?
Is that like the vibe that it's giving?
I don't know.
Is it hard because it's a crystal?
It's hard because it's a crystal.
You know what? I'm gonna follow it.
Okay, I'll go along with
If
you.
that's okay with you
Yeah,
guys,
let's
like
do
we
it.
have to agree as a group because I'm
Yep.
not gonna go anywhere without you guys. That sounds really stupid.
Yeah, well,
Almost as stupid as following a crystalline dog.
yeah,
Yeah?
I guess we're going together.
yeah, I
Let's
don't
do
know.
it.
It makes me nervous, but
Me too.
what else? What else do we have?
Okay. Well, Dr. Pratt, the chemist, When you are observing these smaller creatures chewing on the metal composite that was the steel beam thing, you are noticing that every bite that they take is sending like some kind of... It only looks like it's showing light because your light is on it, but some kind of light up its crystalline form as then it's physically grows larger in a disproportionate way, where like it takes one... If you were to break it down, right, it eats 1 gram of this metal and then it grows like 5 grams in size.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This other one had to eat a lot of metal.
Yeah. Unless it's like a boost, right? Like they would normally grow really slowly, but they'll get there.
And do these show any like similar characteristics to the things that attacked the vertebrate?
None at all.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, the things that attacked the vertebrate were like black, maybe some kind of like skin or
Okay, good.
carapace over it. Well,
Ew.
these are like 100% crystals.
Cool.
And like looking at all of those crystals like overlapping one another in such a weird form, it's hard to like distinguish it's hard to like make sense of its body composition and like what parts are its back and what parts are its, you know, parts of its maybe shoulder blade kind of a thing.
Okay, cool.
So you all
Yeah.
you all follow it.
Follow. And if it shows any signs of being like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna take to the alleys, like suggested.
Okay. It brings you along this path, and it is going in the exact direction that you guys were already intending on going,
Cool.
until it makes a sudden left turn going north. And by sudden, I don't mean that it just like suddenly just sprints off that way.
Okay.
I mean, it just turns. It turns to the left and starts walking down that way.
I don't...
Could
feel
be
like-
helping us, could be taking us to a cave where it's got lots of those little things that are there ready to eat us.
I just don't feel like... I mean, that's just not the way we're supposed to go.
Yeah, that's not our mission.
I don't know that following it further would be a good idea.
This is a what? Like, when else are we gonna like witness something like this?
Hopefully after we live through this fissure and then come back.
The only things
Maybe
that we have to
there's danger
offer.
the way that we're going, and then it's trying to help us.
I think you're putting too much faith in a creature we just met that can't even talk to us.
Yeah, I think our job is to fix the fissure and to figure out what's going on over there. I don't think this diversion, side quest, if you will, is the direction we should be going.
Okay. I do want to just throw out, you are still trying to find data as you descend. Data specifically about the portal. So it's kind of a gamble at this point. Does this place have that data or no?
Yeah, see, this thing
I mean,
looks like it's been here for a while, so I don't think that it's part of the portal.
it seems like it. Okay, I still feel like we should follow it, but if you two aren't willing, then I understand.
I just don't know what there would be to gain from following it.
That's the thing. We don't know. And it could just...
What if we get lost? We follow it, we get lost.
Collectibles are always off the beaten path.
This isn't a game, goddammit.
I mean, it feels like it.
Well, is there
Portal
like...
Adam.
Is there like any
Feels like collectibles.
Yeah.
pretty much? Is there like any checks that you guys want to make? Is there like are you trying to look at something in particular at this point? What are we thinking?
Can I do a think check to see if yeah,
Think could be a good one.
yeah, to like
We could maybe see if it looks like that's like the path that it normally takes. Like, see if
Yeah.
there's
does the
tracks.
path,
Like,
worn down or
is this the path to its house? Or
Okay. Yeah. Who wants to make the think, or
I
does
do be-
everybody want to?
do be thonkin'.
Yeah, same.
okay. Yeah, I only have a D4, so not me.
Just one.
We can do it together, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dr. Pratt and Dr. Jackie.
10.
10.
0 is 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then
I got a 6, so 10 is good.
Okay, go ahead and mark down that you are both using D8 at this point. And you guys are thonkin, right? You guys didn't take a whole lot of archaeology, but that was, one of the prerequisite classes for your guys' PhD. So you recognize that whatever you guys just passed was some kind of gathering point. And usually nearby the gathering point, not necessarily right next to it, but usually nearby the gathering point is some kind of larger central, you could call it a headquarters, a community center, some kind of maybe a temple. Something like that could be very nearby. However, the readouts on your guys' heads-up display indicates that only about a quarter of a kilometer to the east is the opening to the next fissure. But all the other sensory data in this area seems to be disrupted. And you're starting to kind of think that it seems like it's because of this, the proximity to this crystalline form.
Cool. Okay.
I think that we weren't aware that there's any form of civilization down here, and it could help us figure out more about the portal.
Okay.
Because
You
the
guys be
fissure led
thonkin'.
us straight to the portal, or straight to this civilization, evidence of previous civilization.
Okay. Yeah.
It took us forever to climb down here, or to fall
down here.
here. So, and it's something I'd rather not come back for.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Also, I think I'm just partial to this crystal creature.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think
just
you are
like your
too.
spirit animal, to be
Yeah.
honest. You, Stevie, not
It is made of
Dr.
rocks.
Jackie.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you are
Sorry if we die.
following
It's
this creature. And as you continue making your way over, following... Yes.
With the caveat that if there's any a sign of danger, we should probably just flee back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any sign of fleas,
Yeah. Yeah, don't want those because they'll never get rid of them.
right? Terrible.
Yeah, it just stops and starts scratching itself.
Nope.
repeated.
Done.
So you guys continue following it until you make it to a large structure. This one, though, instead of it only having one entry point, it seems to have dozens, all into this large. Now, you said Michelin Man before.
Yeah.
Now think Michelin Man kind of a pile.
Okay.
Almost pyramid-like, where it's a lot smaller at the top, but there's a bunch of these different entry points kind of all around the base of it.
Cool.
Oh. Wait, like a hive?
It kind of looks like maybe
Oh.
what you would understand as a hive.
But
Weird.
made out of bubbly rock looking stuff.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
still made out of the
Okay.
exact same material as everything else.
That's really cool.
Okay.
X-ray and see if there's any life forms in there.
X-ray. Do I need to be rolling for this X-ray thing?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll for it. I should have made you make a roll last time.
Yeah.
But we'll just say now is the roll for it.
8.
8. Okay. You crank up the power on this, and you like hold your hand up to try and see the readout deeper inside this building. And
That's the noise it makes.
what you are identifying is more crystalline forms in here, not moving.
Okay.
It looks more like crystalline mass, I guess.
Yeah, this definitely a hive of some sort. I tell
But
the group.
no movement and no life signs. You do notice, though, when you turn it on, that the feline creature nearby just kind of opens its mouth again and like shies away.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I let y'all know. Looks like a hive in there.
What does that mean?
Like there's a lot, like,
Yeah, there's like hundreds of them inside of this structure.
Not moving, though.
Yes.
does he,
Crystal boys?
do we get
Yes,
life
crystal
signs
boys.
from the crystal boy?
With current radiology technology, in the year, I don't know, 23, 25, I don't know.
Remember that. I'm going to quiz you on it later.
Okay, hold on, I need to write that down. Yeah, in the current year, the technology would not distinguish it because there's no known life forms that are made of that kind of substance.
That makes sense.
Ah.
However, it would be able to detect any kind of movement because then the X-ray imaging would be distorted.
Cool. So they're not moving in there, but there are crystal boys.
That's really creepy.
Where to next?
Yeah, is there anything else in this area, or is it just that big ass hive?
There's other smaller structure-like things around, but
Is the
this is kind of like the
creature-
point of interest.
doing anything, or is it just like, yeah, check it out?
Oh yeah, I guess the creature would have gone in at this point.
So does it seem like the creatures made this to live in, or does it seem like they are using it to live in? Does that make sense?
That that makes a lot of sense. So its paws, its feet, whatever, it doesn't make sense for it to be able to form this kind of more smooth surface. Even after wear and tear, it doesn't make sense for it to make this kind of a structure.
Okay, so they're probably just using
Yeah,
it.
this is too uniform.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Now the question is, did they kill the last group that was here, or
No.
did
I
they
don't-
show up afterwards?
I don't think so.
Given the rate that
Unless they're
those
made of
things were
metal.
growing, probably not. Otherwise, there would be a lot more large ones.
Yeah. And unless the last civilization were made of metal, I don't see any real reason for them to do that.
I mean, we have iron in our blood.
Don't tell them that.
I don't. Do you think they understand?
They might.
That's
They're
fair.
psychic. They understand everything.
They just see me thinking about little bits of metal in my blood, and I'm sick. Come eat us.
Okay.
Should we follow it or
Put
just
a straw in that. Oh,
I don't
like how
know.
big are the holes? Are they people sized or?
A little bit larger. Maybe. Let's see. Diameter for these spherical holes would be 7 or 8 feet.
okay. It's like a garage door type feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would be.
I mean, I guess if we're here,
I'd like to take
We
a
might
sample.
die
of the-
anyway.
chip a little sample off of the structure.
Okay. You don't have to write it in your storage unit, but do write it on your character sheet.
Hive structure. A hive sample.
What's the plan?
I think we at least just like poke our heads in real quick. I don't know. That might piss him off. I don't know.
I don't
Sure.
think he would have brought us here if he didn't want us to. Just like, why'd you guys follow me home?
Because he wants to eat us.
Yeah,
I know it
maybe.
feels like he's trying to lure us in to eat us, but like,
I don't know why he wouldn't be selfish and have eaten us outside. The
yeah,
hive.
he
good
could
point.
just stab us, and then everyone could come out and eat us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a peek in?
Yeah.
That's what I heard
Go
last.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't want to go too deep in at first. Like,
This thing scares me. I'm not going to peek in. I'm going to stay outside.
Okay. So, who is peeking in?
Me.
me.
Okay. Dr. Pratt and Dr. Jackie, you both peek into probably separate holes looking inside of this thing. And what you are seeing, so where the feline crystalline form, the crystals have a little bit more of like a blue hue. What you are seeing are maybe 30 or 40 different bipedal looking forms standing in an organized fashion with almost like a walkway down the center of them with, I don't know, some of them it's only one kind of appendage. Some of them it's like 3 or 4 kinds of appendages. If you think maybe that there was one with like 5 appendages, all just kind of stuck up in the air, and these all have some kind of greenish hue. And they are all facing some kind of central platform with a pedestal of sorts and one crystalline bipedal form with 2 appendages on one side raised up, some kind of head shape on there, and you notice the feline crystal form walks up to it, circles around it twice, and then just kind of like curls up to the side.
This kind of makes me sad.
Yeah. Do they look like statues? Or
They
like,
look almost like statues.
but they're not.
No. They are made of, well, I guess you could assume that they might be. They're made of crystal. They just have a greenish hue, whereas the feline thing has a bluish hue.
What do you guys see in there?
I tell you.
Yeah, we describe all
Yeah.
that to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You should come look.
No, I'm
Okay.
scared.
And even from this distance, you can tell that there's some kind of glyphs, runic shapes on this central pedestal podium thing.
It's so cool. I'm scared to go all the way in though. Like what?
I'll go all the way in.
Okay. I'll
I'm gonna
watch you
keep
from
looking
here.
at the feline though, and like making like as a vibe check, basically. Like, is this cool? Did you mean to bring me here? What's going on?
Okay.
Is it just curled up sleeping?
I just curled up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go observe the pedestal. Maybe take some pictures if that's a possibility.
Yeah. You just have to like press
Yeah.
the temple on the exosuit, and you're able to take some screenshots. You move up to the pedestal, and what you see is there are a lot of these like glyph-like writing, so some kind of language that this civilization had. But what you see is it looks like a planet, but it is barren. And then, and this is all kind of like in a circular sort of form, a barren kind of a planet. And then you are seeing that the planet now has things all around it. They look like maybe crystalline growths stemming off of this planet. You swear that some of them look almost like palm trees. Then it shifts over to a planet with, and this is the part that really makes your skin crawl, domes on its surface with some kinds of large, modern building-like structures. Very, very reminiscent to your guys' building structures on the moon. And then it goes back to the next thing is a planet, but the center of it is gone. And then the final two more panels. The next panel is in that center point there seems to be like some kind of representation of light coming from it. And then the final panel is that planet completely broken. Like shards just kind of like drifting.
That doesn't sound good. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and mark a portal datum.
Do we all mark it?
Yep. And that is where we're going to end this session. We're
I
gonna
know you
have a
guys
multi-part.
didn't want to come to the.
I didn't.
I still
was
don't.
scared.
Gotta take risks.
Always trust the cat. Just kidding. Cats are so
Cats are
untrustworthy.
the
Yeah,
worst.
exactly.
They're
I
assholes.
would never trust a cat. Cats eat their owners when they die.
What do you think happened here?
Oh no.
That's kind of what I'm scared
Yeah.
of.
Honestly,
Oof.
though, that cats just make sense then.
Yeah. Hey, rejects, join us on Discord.
Patreon.
Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
Those
much those.
places.
Yeah, it's pretty much just that. We don't really
Yeah.
do much anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have any other, we're going to be continuing to play this.
Mhm.
Don't get us wrong. We'll have another part 2, maybe even a part 3, dependent on how quickly we get through.
Okay.
But if you have any other RPG recommendations, definitely hit us up on Instagram or in our Discord. We have a channel completely dedicated to RPG ideas. So take a look.
Yeah.
Later, rejects.
Later.
Deuces.
Bye.